Oh, here's a joke about what to do to help the followers of Jordan B. Peterson realize that, if they want to support him, they should convince him to take a year or two off. I mean, it's pretty obvious that no matter what his intentions are or his skill sets are, that he's doing more harm than good. Hey, listen to this, by the way, because that's an argument that you can use on so many subjects that Jordan, at this time of him not doing that great, up here, could be used against him as a way to show, what do you have to say about this, Jordan, as this inconsistency? Listen to this, because he attacks this young lady in very unfair ways. And here's what she says in a very important speech. And then Jordan, and I couldn't make the effort to find the footage I saw the other day where he says, Jordan, that maybe we need to have more people because, thousands of million more kids will suddenly have the solutions that we're not coming up with right now. And then this is an important speech from Greta here.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
Greta Thunberg is taking on climate change head.
And that was from quite a while ago. And also the fact that he uses the most ridiculous attempts at logic to discredit, a lot of the science that, 97 or 98% of climate scientists agree with, it's very irresponsible behavior from Jordan in a way that, and if you don't realize that he takes himself so seriously now with his neuroses being aligned in a way that his fame sent him down this path, that he doesn't realize now that he's doing more harm than good. He's so taken himself seriously as a savior that, I think his fans need to not take him down, but convince him to get help. Here's one way to do it. I heard a story recently. There was an anthropologist that was invited at a conference, and beforehand a person got the audience members all these glasses, these funny glasses you can't see through the eyes and the big nose. And when the anthropologist came on stage for her talk, as soon as she turned around to sign something, not sign something, but write like her name or whatever it was, the audience members all put on these glasses, and they were there to see her, and they vouched for her. And then the guy doing this practical joke put on the song "Who Let the Dogs Out." Now, when I heard the story today about how the anthropologist guest speaker responded, it made me worried she had not undergone her own maturation process. And I don't know what the conference topic was going to be about, but supposedly she was so in shock that really no type of response that showed she was comfortable with her identity, or she can handle a joke, or she had emotional intelligence that was stable. Like the person really had to come on stage and, I don't think she had a heart attack or a stroke, but it was such a shock to her that humor from fans that were there to listen to her was a total shock. And it's not the same thing for Jordan B. Peterson, where he takes himself seriously. This lady was just, she had never had something like this. She had, it didn't take 2 seconds or 3 seconds, is she really was not coming up with any kind of response to this event that was happening to her, and so somebody had to come assist. Well, if you're fans of Jordan B. Peterson and you're not sure, maybe it's a good time to suggest that the best way you want to support him is to say, hey, we love your message, but take a year or two off for mental health, for self-care. We want you to come back and live a long time and keep kind of offering advice on current affairs. But right now, there's so many inconsistencies and incongruences and cognitive dissonance with him that I tell you, if you did this, I think he would turn very mad and upset because his ego is very fragile, and he would blame you to come to hear a serious talk and serious questions and serious topics without having a sense of humor, and he would probably turn against his followers who just love him and they just wanted to do a joke like you do when you are able to have rapport with somebody and you know they can handle this joke. He's very disconnected even from the type of fans that he creates. Like right now that he is using the internet to do something that is very, very similar to January 6th with Trump, who may or may not realize the power of his words. Trump, if you would say, if you had known people would die or injuries or you'd go to jail, would you have said the same things? And let's say, there's a possibility Trump would answer honestly. Well, it's the same thing with Jordan B. Peterson, because if he doesn't, let's say, admit, yeah, I don't really need this license, and if people want to come to me, in a setting that is not the same that you need a license for, like ask a question during one of my talks, then, I'll say, well, I can't assess you, even if you give me permission in front of people, because there's not enough time, for example. But he could still give general guidance and say, based on this may be a possible, thing you should look at. But again, take my words lightly. That would be a responsible thing for him to do. But the fact that he is actually not realizing how much fundamentalist-related, dangerous kind of... They're probably cleaning their guns in advance in case the College of Psychologists, many of his fans of Ontario, don't respond exactly the way that Jordan wants. Is, that's very dangerous. It's the same thing as, January 6th. His behaviors are probably not what he intends, but he is not doing well enough to responsibly respond to this as somebody who's, like anybody, can have good days and bad days. And I tell you, fame and celebrity status mostly creates bad days of responsibility.